Samachar Chitrakar, and these are the headlines of the hour. Massive wildfire in Mahadeva of Saptari completely destroys almost 200 houses, one killed while extinguishing fire in Lalitpur, victims awaiting relief and resettlement in Dang. Internet service providers hesitate to pay taxes. Government initiates action against companies colluding to avoid paying 3.5 billion rupees. ISP's warning of halting internet service. Decisions of three state mechanisms shouldering the responsibility of ensuring good governance drawn into controversies. Questions raised on the rule of law. And ANFA repeats errors as Nepal men's national football team do not receive their visas on time for the England tour. Government bars 15 ANFA officials from leaving for England. National football governing body, the All Nepal Football Association, ANFA, has yet again exhibited its irresponsibility, this time in relation to the Nepal men's national football team's tour to England. The squad could not travel to England on time for their friendly matches as they did not receive their visas on time. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Youth and Sports has also prohibited 15 officials of ANFA from visiting England, this time as they had not received their permit from the National Sports Council. Based on the schedule, Team Nepal, led by custodian Kiran Chemjong, were supposed to leave for England at 9 this morning. Despite having the tickets, the team did not have their visas, which has delayed their travel to England. Minister for Youth and Sports Biraj Bhaktashrestha had summoned ANFA officials at the ministry to take stock on the situation. At the meeting attended by the National Sports Council member secretary Tankalal Ghising, ANFA General Secretary Kiran Rai had said that the visas would arrive by tonight. He said that the required documents had already been sent to Delhi, India for the visas. With 30 players, 5 VIPs and 15 officials, a total of 50 were initially supposed to leave for England. However, the ministry prohibited the 15 officials from leaving for England as they had not received their permit. Those barred from leaving for England are ANFA General Secretary Kiran Rai, spokesperson Suresh Shah, Umesh Pradhan, Maniraj Bhatta, Sarita Shrestha Maliku, Tikaram Lama, Bharat Buda Thapa, Vijay Ghale, Raju Tamang, Nepal Karki, Hemja Raj, Vishwaraj Rai, Hitman Gurung, Indraraj Joshi and Gaurav Pandey. The VIPs include ANFA President Pankaj Bikram Nimwang, Vice President Deepak Khatiwada and members of the Executive Committee Mahindra Chetri and Bikash Narayan Shrestha and Assistant General Secretary Damodar Bhattrai. An entire settlement has been burned to ashes because of a massive fire in Mahadeva Rural Municipality, Ward number 1 of Saptari. Today's fire completely destroyed more than 200 houses and animal sheds of 100 families. Despite the use of 3 fire engines to extinguish the fire, the blaze is yet to be brought under control. According to Ward Chairperson Jai Kishore Das, more than 200 houses and shelters have been burnt with more than 200 families displaced. Das further added that the details of the losses have yet to be ascertained. A few cattle have also died in the fire. Meanwhile, a person has died while another suffered injuries in their effort to extinguish the wildfire in Godavari municipality of Lalitpur. Shankar Pahari of Godavari Ward number 2 died while extinguishing the fire. Ramesh Pahari was injured in the effort. Meanwhile, the wildfire in Ananda Forest has now come under control. The fire, which had expanded to a local hospital, was extinguished with the joint effort of the local residents and security personnel. Victims of the fire of 29th April in Rajpur 7 Hardbas of Dang have been compelled to spend their nights under the open sky. There is no smooth road access to reach Hardbas of Rajpur Rural Municipality on the other side of the Rapti River. Because of this, fire engines could not reach the site on time, which led to the entire village being burned to ashes. In absence of the road, relief materials are also being supplied through the only boat in the Rapti River. Despite a few government and non-government organizations providing temporary shelters and food for immediate relief, there is no certainty regarding the long-term management of the victims. The massive fire had completely destroyed the village in Rajpur Rural Municipality, Ward number 7, Hardbas. As the fire engines did not reach the site of incident on time, the blaze was not brought under control on time. The local residents are in fear regarding if their temporary settlements could also be caught by fire. With their houses, food grains and other properties burnt into ashes, the local residents have no alternatives to awaiting relief and resettlement efforts with tears in their eyes. The local residents are also facing problems related to drinking water as the pipeline supplying water to the village was also engulfed by the fire. After the entire settlement was destroyed by the blaze, the local government has initiated effort for immediate rescue and resettlement of the victims. Hot weather conditions, drought and wildfire expanding to human settlements have been increasing this season. In such a situation, it is imperative for the government to stress on preventive measures to avoid incidents of fire and to combat and curb damages caused by fire-related incidents if and when they take place. In our Public Voice segment, today we have asked about what they think is the message of the by-elections in Bajhang and Ilam. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
देशमा जो आर्थिक स्थितिलाई बलियो बनाउन सक्छ त्यो हिसाबले जनताले आफ्नो पार्टीको रोजाइले मत दिएर जनताले विजयी गराएको
नयाँ त पार्टी धेरै छन् तर पुरानै पार्टीलाई जिताउनुको कारण त्यही होला त्यहाँ पहिलादेखि विकास गरेको होला
त्यही मात्रै सन्देश दिन खोजेको छ कि अहिले पनि मान्छेहरू पहिलाकै पुरानै पार्टीहरुमा विश्वास गरेर बस्दैछन्
गठबन्धनबाट उम्मेदवार गराइयो त्यसले गठबन्धनको राजनीति अझ पनि जीवन्त रहेछ अब जनतालाई गठबन्धनले आफूले प्रभाव पार्न सकेको स्थिति देखिएको छ
राजनीतिक संस्कारमा हुर्किएको एउटा युवालाई जनताले चुनेका छन्
जनताले अझै पनि साना उदयमान शक्ति जो साना दलहरू या उदाएका केही शक्तिहरूलाई अझै पनि विश्वास गर्न सकेको अवस्था देखिएन
The government has initiated actions against internet service providers, ISPs, failing to pay their taxes as provisioned by the law. Actions are being taken against companies failing to pay 3.5 billion rupees in taxes. In their defense, the ISPs have alleged the government of not understanding the sensitivity of the sector. Following information about the ISPs not paying their taxes and hiding their income, which increased drastically after the 2015 earthquake, the Ministry of Communication and Information Technology had formed a probe committee. The committee had furnished a report to the government, which concluded that the ISPs had been colluding in leakage of billions of rupees in government revenue. The report has claimed that the ISPs had been involved in irregularities by removing or reducing royalty and charges of repair and maintenance, support and telecom services. The report suggested to charge such fees from the ISPs, after which the government stopped furnishing recommendations to the ISPs for foreign exchange. Nepal Telecommunications Authority has also decided not to renew their licenses. We'll take a short break here. We have more news coming up. With the decisions of the government, president, the judiciary and the federal parliament being drawn into controversies, questions have begun surfacing regarding the rule of law. Doubts have also surfaced regarding the assurance of the rule of law in the country, as the legislative, judiciary and executive themselves are flouting the norms. On the writ of parliamentarian Tek Bahadur Gurung, the Supreme Court issued an order to lift his suspension on 29th of April. Before the full text was released, the Supreme Court corresponded with the Parliament Secretariat regarding the status on lifting of the suspension. The Apex Court's correspondence did not just open doors for Gurung's entry to the Parliament, it also raised questions on the trustworthiness of the judiciary. Gurung, who was found guilty by the Special Court in a corruption case, had moved the Supreme Court with his appeal. On the writ, Justice duo Manoj Kumar Sharma and Binod Sharma ordered for lifting the suspension. The Supreme Court is yet to make public the full text of the order. However, it did check the status of lifting the suspension with the Parliament Secretariat. Therefore, questions are being raised about the need for the Apex Court to correspond with the Parliament Secretariat. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Before that, let's take a look at the result from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked, what do you think CPN Unified Socialist Chair Madhav Kumar Nepal meant when he said others cannot bear him becoming Prime Minister? 18% voted for A, indication of conflict within alliance, 49% for B, agitation while being weak, and 33% for C, anger against Oli. And here's today's question. What should be done to internet service providers failing to pay their taxes? Your options are A, taxes must be paid, B, actions must be taken, and C, hear their demands. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. That's all for the moment. Up next is news in Nepali. Thank you for staying with us. Bye for now.